Hi, I'm Esther, and I'm a storyteller and a writer. And I'm here to tell you that if you imagine for 1 minute that you could be a really good storyteller, so many doors will open for you, you can't even imagine. I had to start telling stories for my survival because I am the oldest girl of 11 children, and I had to take care of my siblings from a very young age. And I found out really quickly that if I told them a good story, they would do what I wanted, such as, get into pajamas and get ready for bed, and I'll tell you a story. And that always worked. And my stories had to be so alive because a 5-year old, 7-year old, and 9-year old boy, an 8-year old girl are not interested in stories that don't compel them and don't draw them in. So I learned very quickly what makes a story really good. And I had them hanging over their bunk beds, like staring into my eyes, like they wouldn't move, and they would do whatever I told them if I would tell them a good story. And I would take all kinds of events that happened in my life, such as stories from camp, and I would just embellish them. I would tell them about how I don't know, we stole canteen food and ran through the night, and one girl disappeared and we never saw her again. All kinds of stories I would make up for them, and it always worked. So I always knew I was going to be a writer and tell stories. So the question is, how do you tell your stories so that people listen? Because what's the point of telling a story if nobody listens and no one's interested? And how amazing is it if people love your stories? You can tell stories when you go on a job interview. You can write stories on your blog about your business. You can talk to the person sitting next to you at a party and embellish a piece of your life and have them never forget you. Stories always work. If you're talking to a teacher or a school and you tell a little story or you put a good story in an application, you're going to get noticed. And the question is, how do you start writing your story? What story do you write? And how do you get seen and heard? And I'm going to start by telling you that I'd like to share with you that I enter a lot of writing contests. It's a lot of fun for me, and I win a lot of them. And I have one that I've won. It was an Oprah magazine contest, an essay contest, and I wrote my essay, and I was one of the winners. And I have a copy of that entry, and I'd like to share it with you and tell you and kind of break it down for you and tell you how other people sent in their stories and didn't win, thousands and thousands of entries across the nation, maybe even across the world, and why was my entry picked as the winner. So I'd like to break it down for you very specifically instead of just telling you, step one, write this, write that kind of word, that kind of feeling. I don't want to do that. So what I'm going to be telling you in a series of, I don't know, videos, emails, whatever I'm going to create right now, because this is really exciting for me, is going to be very hands-on, and I'm going to show you how I did it and break it down for you. So if you're interested in writing a good story and why you should be writing a good story and how to do it, then respond to me here. I'll put a link below, and I'll email you a copy of my entry to Oprah that won, and I'll put a little video breaking down why I think I won and not anybody else and what everybody else did. So I think that's a really good start. So yeah, come on this journey with me, and you could write a good story, and you could really have a lot of doors open for you, and it's a lot of fun. You entertain people, and mainly you intrigue them. And that's my favorite thing to do, is to intrigue people. And with a good story, you do that. So yeah, check out the Oprah entry and the video, and let me know what you think.